Yo, what's going on, everybody? Y'all know what it is. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I know y'all been waiting. Y'all been waiting for a while for this thing to jump off. I'm Andre the Torch Robinson, the fire starter. Obviously, with wrestling talk at its finest, JAWU, baby. JAWU is here, man. Jeremiah and Andre's Wrestling Unleashed is here. We got the champ that runs the camp, of course, obviously, in the building. Jeremiah Robinson's here. We got Wave in the building. We got Dalton D-Man Smith in the building. And we're going to have some other people in the building, too, talking wrestling talk for the next about hour and a half. Y'all know what today is, obviously. Today is Money in the Bank. Money in the Bank, baby. We will be talking about Money in the Bank, making predictions. We'll also talk about some of the cuts that WWE has made in the last month or two. We'll talk about the fans coming back to watching wrestling like we all know wrestling to be. We'll give some show grades on SmackDown, Raw, NXT. We'll talk a little AEW. We'll talk a little New Japan Impact and ROH as well later on in the show. So make sure that you like and share the show. All right. Don't be a Debbie Downer or a Killjoy. Make sure you like and share the show. Support the show. All right. Now, how's everybody doing today?
Doing good.
Doing real good. My guy Wave is in the building too. I see him. He's got the ceiling up. You know, right now he got his head in the clouds because you can see his name, the Tribal Chief. He's man. He's a big fan of Roman Reigns right now. What he's doing. Big fan of Roman Reigns. Shout out to Ramona Die for making a new video for us too, by the way. Shout out to Ramona Die. Thank you very much, First Lady. We got some comments just right off the jump. Before we even get into talking, DeJuan Talley, what's up, my guy? Also on YouTube, we got our man CR7. He's got a picture of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman as his profile pic. So already I know where. Right. We already know where he at for sure. Definitely. Shout out to you guys. Thank you for tuning in and watching. All right. So again, it's the JAWU Wrestling Show. We do have a call line too as well, by the way. That's the call line right there. 716-481-8249. Again, 716-481-8249 is the number. You see it there. And we're going to kick off the show talking about Money in the Bank, man. We're going to talk about Money in the Bank and the predictions. All right. So Money in the Bank. You guys, I want to know from you guys before we get into the match card, what are you expecting to see at Money in the Bank? Is it going to be better than last year's Money in the Bank? Or is this year going to be a drop-off? And I'll start with my guy Dalton D-Man Smith because you know he ready.
Well, to me, I think last year's gonna be better than this year. Just my opinion.
Okay, you think last year gonna be better than this year? Give us some reasons. I want a couple, some premise.
Because like the main event matches like Bobby Lashley and Kofi Kingston, I don't see it be like 20 minutes, like longer. I mean, Edge and Roman's gonna be good, but I can see like a cost match though.
Okay. Understandable. My guy Wave. What's up, Wave?
It's cracking.
What's your thoughts on Money in the Bank this year? Better or worse?
Better than last year. Better than last year. Kofi and Lashley gonna deliver. This is a new Edge of Lashley who kind of looked like he just turned on MVP on Raw. And yeah, you just got this new profile Kofi who's just showing us like he's not done yet. He got one more title run left in him. And then it's like the Money in the Bank match this year is definitely going to be better than last year. I mean, look who's in the match, I mean, your top babyface on Raw.
You said your top babyface on Raw, you cut out. All right. Let's see here. Jeremiah. All right, so we reading the comments. Obviously, you see here. He said Riddle's going to win Money in the Bank. All right, we add some folks back in here. Sorry about the little technical difficulties. I can't see one of your hosts. Right. Yep. We're getting that together right now. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Marcus Betts, thank you for tuning in. By the way.
Good morning, Marcus.
All right, now Wave, get back to the conversation that you was just having.
Yeah, like I said, this year's Money in the Bank match will be better than last year, especially with the people in it. Top babyface overall, Drew McIntyre, one of the top heels on SmackDown, Seth Rollins is in the match. This Money in the Bank match is really gonna be tough to say who's gonna win. I mean, I got underrated predictions, but we not talking about the pick share for who we think we gonna win. So I'll say that for later.
For sure, Wave. We can only see the top of your big head, brother.
What's up, man?
Okay, there you go. There you go. Now everybody can see you. There you go. All right. Getting back to it. Okay, so let's start off. Money in the Bank talking about that. The WWE Championship. Bobby Lashley versus Kofi Kingston. They finally get rid of the whole Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley rivalry. I mean, how many times did we have to see that before they moved on? Like 3 or 4 times, right?
Feels like 1,000 times, in my opinion.
Felt like 1,000 times over, right? Creative. That's again something with creative. We seeing matches over and over and over again, right? So they finally get out of that. Finally get out of the habit, Lashley didn't get his full credit, didn't get a full day to get his challenger, the next challenger to emerge. Obviously, Kofi Kingston right now, they playing games. They playing this New Day game with him, getting him distracted. Kofi Kingston's talking junk, making him question himself. Then he turns on MVP. He's in his head. So psychologically, I feel like Kofi Kingston psychologically may have the advantage, but for some reason, Lashley being by himself, I think Lashley will emerge victorious. I don't see how they break up the New Day right now. I mean, Kofi did had a title before. And when Kofi had the title, was he able to keep that New Day, that tag team going with him and Xavier Woods? I don't see that, even though, New Day is a big moneymaker for the WWE. So it's kind of weird to see Kofi again with the belt would be kind of weird at this point in time with everything that's going on with the WWE. I think they're going to keep the title on Bobby Lashley. And then a new challenger will emerge after Money in the Bank. I don't know if y'all agree with that, how y'all feel about it. Give me your thoughts.
Well, I'll say this, though. Bobby Lashley will beat Kofi Kingston. I can see that, though. But I don't think the match would be a great match than like Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre last year. The thing is with Bobby Lashley, he's going to have a new challenger at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I do. I think he has another challenger. I don't know who the challenger is. I mean, there's been rumors confirmed that people wanted Brock Lesnar in. Now I'm hearing Brock Lesnar is out. Jeremiah, your thoughts on this? Okay, I will say this. Jeremiah right now looks like a Roman Reigns still figure right now. The still figure that you see on SmackDown. He looks like that still figure right now. Got to get him. He got to get in a better place. Wave, what's your thoughts on that?
Bobby Lashley gonna retain, but it's not gonna be an easy fight. Kofi gonna put up an amazing fight. I think they're gonna deliver, but Lashley gonna win because Old Bird is taking Lesnar's spot at SummerSlam. So now they setting up Lashley for Old Bird at SummerSlam. I guess it's kind of a draw because Oberg is still a draw. So yeah, that's gonna happen. But eventually, I mean, Kofi gonna take the belt off Lashley, and then they split the New Day. Kofi feuds with Big E. Big E goes heel. That's how I see it.
Interesting. Jeremiah, are you here? What's going on, man? You looking like a still figure right now. I like the fact that y'all keep using this Oberg reference. Oberg. Brian, what's up? I see you exactly
Brian?
what Wayne said. You like that? Bobby has to make it to SummerSlam, said Brian. What up, Ethan?
Sup,
Ethan's in
Ethan?
the house. He said Oberg. He laughing at
Oberg.
that Oberg conversation that y'all keep having.
Oberg.
God, man, y'all keep hating on
I'm not hating on him. I'm just tired of him showing up on WWE. I mean, I don't hate on him.
Man,
He's
Undertaker
a
hated that
part-timer.
man.
You said Undertaker hated him.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, Dre, this is 2021. This is not a 2003. Just saying.
Oh, okay. I you know what? Okay. I see what you're doing there. Okay, I see what you're saying there. Let's move on though. So we got everybody got Lashley. What's your predictions on this? Everybody got Bobby Lashley winning?
I got Bobby Lashley.
Hurt a lot.
Yeah, I got Bobby Lashley winning this one. I think he puts him in the lock and it's over. I think he sinks it in and it's a wrap. Wrap from there. All right. Moving right along, we got the Universal Championship, Edge versus Roman Reigns. Now,
Oh man,
put your comments in the comment section right now. Also, the call line is here. All right, there's the call line number here. All right, put your comments in the comment section. Thank you everybody for tuning in for sure. Make sure you like and share. All right. We'll get everything together as the show continues. We'll make sure we get some of these little kinks out of here. All right. Ethan said Lashley. Dewan said Ashley. Dewan also said he has Edge winning. And Dewan finally said Finn Balor will praise John Cena for Roman Reigns as the SummerSlam opponent. Ethan said Roman Reigns, unfortunately. All right. So who do we have in this matchup?
As much it pains me to say this, though, unfortunately, it's going to be Roman Reigns, though. But I have a feeling that Seth Rollins is going to cost Edge the match and set up with Edge versus Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. So that's why I got Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Jeremiah, hopefully we can hear you now. He still look like a still figure. Wave, who you got in this?
Oh man, you could have asked me. You know how I'm coming. Listen here. It's for all the people back home. I mean, all the people around the world. Let me tell you this again, like Roman Reigns said. Let me hear you now is what he's going to say at the end of this match. At WrestleMania, Roman Reigns was not the favorite to win that match. Everybody had Edge winning or Daniel Bryan, and most of the votes went towards Edge. What did Roman Reigns do? He slumped both of them. He stacked them. He smashed them. He pinned them. 1, 2, 3. And now he got Edge 1v1. And he's just going to show Edge why he's the tribal chief. And it's not Edge's time no more. All dreams don't come true. And Roman Reigns is going to show you in part 2. He's going to slump Edge again. And then Seth Rollins is going to finish him at SummerSlam by hitting him with the stomp. He's getting slumped by both brothers back to back. Y'all need to live in reality. Roman Reigns is dominant.
All right. Brian here said false finish for Edge versus Roman. Nothing clean, but Roman retains. Dewan Talley says Seth Rollins will cost Edge for the most. Then boom, SummerSlam. Fire. All right. Yeah, so here's my thoughts. Obviously, Edge has been a phenomenal opponent. They're building Edge up. You see what he's doing, choking out the bloodline, choking out the Usos with the submission, with the chair, the chair bar in the mouth. showing you, making you guys feel like, they should be fearful of Edge, the ultimate opportunist. That guy is, putting in the work, making you think that, come Money in the Bank, you may see a new champion in Edge, right? Here's the only thing. Roman Reigns booking and what you've seen so far from Roman Reigns has been his best work in WWE. By far his best work. As a heel, as a face, regardless, is his best work. He is a big draw right now. He's got Paul Heyman on the side, and he's doing really, 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 really well. I don't see WWE right now taking that from. I don't see that. I don't see WWE taking that from him. As much as Edge deserves another title or the title reign because he never lost it when he had to retire. What SummerSlam? By the way, let me ask everybody that's watching right now: what SummerSlam did Edge retire on? We can't answer the question. We'll let the viewers answer that question. What SummerSlam?
And by the way, and no Googling either. That's all I gotta say.
Right. What SummerSlam did Edge retire on? All right. And who did he face? All right. That's another thing I'll ask. So, yeah, so they're building Edge up. I think it's going to be a really good match. It's a one-on-one match that we all wanted before. We wanted that match at WrestleMania, but, Daniel Bryan was around. Brian Custer. Yes, that is correct. 2011 was the year that Edge retired. 2011. Yes, it was. What WrestleMania was that? What WrestleMania and who did he face? All right. Yep. The one, it was 2011. All right. So they're building them up, obviously. Yeah. So they're building them up, and he's putting the bloodline. Finally, the bloodline has came around. But Edge, Edge, the ultimate opportunist, he's not afraid. He's not afraid of Roman Reigns. He's not afraid of the Usos. So they're building him up to be a great challenger. But I don't see him winning the title just because, again, like I said, Roman Reigns, his booking has been phenomenal. At least it's one of the good things WWE has done or been able to sustain is good booking with Roman Reigns. A lot of his matches look like similar to one Triple H's back in the day. Triple H used to be this mega heel in which he used to get help in majority of his matches. Some of his matches he's winning, but he's on the top of his game right now. Absolutely. So I don't see WWE going away from that, even though Edge wants to win the title. I do see Seth Rollins getting involved, but I see Seth Rollins getting involved after the Bloodline has gotten involved and after the Mysterios have gotten involved, because I think that the Mysterios and the Bloodline are going to get involved in this match. I think there's going to be major mayhem in this match. And then afterwards, after the mayhem, I think Seth Rollins is going to sneak in the back door and you're going to see boom, 1, 2, 3, boom. And he's going to hit Edge with a curb stop or something. And then Roman Reigns is going to retain. Or here's something that's really crazy that could happen. What's crazy is we could be getting set up for a SummerSlam triple threat. A lot of people haven't seen this, but it would be interesting if Seth Rollins was to win the Money in the Bank tonight. And during the match, Roman Reigns beats Edge and Seth cashes in on Roman again. And Seth leaves as the Universal Champion, which would set up Seth, Edge, Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. And then Dewan Talley just said the same thing. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns versus Edge at SummerSlam. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Jurin said no. Oh, okay. Thank you for watching, Jurin. Jurin said no chances for Seth. Says no
Exactly.
chances for Seth Rollins.
No. Exactly. No. It's not
Wave
happening.
don't like that idea. Come on,
He
Wave.
not
Show
even
your
winning.
I
head.
do
Show your
like
He
that
face.
not
idea
even win.
though.
He not even gonna win Money in the Bank.
Show your face.
He ain't
Wave.
gonna
Gotta
win
show
Money
your
in the
face.
Bank, man. He ain't gonna win Money in the Bank. I
All
tell you
right.
who's gonna win Money in the Bank. You want the underrated answer? The underrated answer is Ricochet or John Morrison.
Ooh. So you think we're gonna have an underrated winner again like Otis last year?
Yeah, possibly. But to be truthful, if you want the real answer, it's gonna come down between Riddle and Rollins.
Yo, I got a question. What happens if Daniel Bryant shows up tonight?
No, it's not happening.
Ooh, listen, there's so many different synopsis that could happen in
You
this
going to
match, man.
AEW, man?
Dewan said Drew McIntyre's his pick. Shout out to everybody that's watching on YouTube too. Matt Riddle or Big E gonna win. What you think? I see what they doing with Riddle. You know, they pushing him up. Dalton, hilarious. I see what they doing. You know, he's under Randy Orton's tutelage a little bit right now. But I don't think Riddle is gonna win. Big E would be nice. That would be nice. But I think there's a different story for Big E. I don't think the Money in the Bank contract is the story. Is Randy Orton coming back? Is a question. Of course he's gonna come back. Of course,
Well,
Randy Orton.
he got injured though. That's why I think he's asking like how long is he gonna be
Yeah,
out.
he'll be back. How long? That's something we'll look into.
When
We'll find out more.
Orton return, he going to turn heel on Riddle and beat Riddle up for losing Money in the Bank.
Yeah, I could see that happening too. Definitely. Women's championship.
Wait, I'm gonna get my pick yet though.
Yeah. Get your pick. I'm sorry. My fault.
It's
Don't
all
let
right.
me.
I got two of them. It's either Seth Rollins or Big E. And the thing about Riddle, I mean, I could see Randy Orton's going to turn heel on Riddle. We don't know how long he's going to be out, though, but if he does come back tonight, Randy Orton's going to cost Riddle at Money in the Bank if he does return.
Okay. Brian Cuzzer said they need a heel to win Money in the Bank. Riddle said, "Who knows? Orton returns and takes the place of Riddle because Riddle's leg is hurt a bit. Ooh, that would be interesting. So
Ooh,
right now,
throw Rollins off the ladder and hit him with an RKO and
ooh,
climb up and win the briefcase. Oh man. Oh man.
oh yeah, they said okay. So Brian said after the disaster last year with the underrated dude, yeah, Otis, interesting. We'll talk about him coming up later on in the show too. All right. With that being said, I wouldn't mind if Kevin Owens wins it, says Dewan Talley. All right. Shout out to everybody again that's watching, tuning in. This is JAWU. I'm gonna try to get my son back in here too. But shout out to everybody that's been tuning in to the show. Commenting, we appreciate it. We love your comments. Keep watching, keep supporting, obviously. All right. Moving on to the women's championship, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. Is this the moment where Charlotte Flair takes the belt? Will Charlotte Flair be victorious this time against Rhea Ripley? I'll start off with you, the most consistent one. Let me know what's good.
I'm going to say no, and here's the reason why. We heard the rumors that Becky Lynch will be at the Money in the Bank. I mean, everybody's getting tired of the Charlotte versus Becky Lynch match. I think Rhea Ripley's going to beat Charlotte Flair, and Rhea Ripley's going to have a new opponent against Becky Lynch.
Okay. So we ain't gonna have to see this match 2 more times, right? We're not gonna have to see Charlotte versus Rhea again, right?
Yep.
Okay, Wave.
Yes, sir.
What's your thoughts on the match?
I agree with Dalton said. I mean, Rhea Ripley's retaining all this right now. They're using Charlotte to help Rhea Ripley currently because Rhea Ripley is like very like bad at selling moves right now. She's very slow in the ring. I'm a fan of Rhea, but I mean she needs some help out there, and they're using Charlotte to help her. Plus, once Rhea Ripley wins tonight and proves everybody wrong, she'll end up feuding with Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch will help Rhea Ripley in the ring too. Because a feud between them two is just gonna be good. I think Becky could make Rhea fight as fierce as she did against Shayna Baszler when she beat Baszler for the NXT Women's Championship.
Okay. Uh, Jaren said, least interesting match. I just hope both loses. Okay.
That's a good answer, though.
Right. Very interesting. By the way, if you're just tuning in to JAWU, we are talking about Money in the Bank, making predictions. I think Rhea Ripley holds on to the title in this one. I hope they don't do the drowning thing. Charlotte Flair has. I'm one to say Charlotte Flair has drowned some talent in WWE. I'm hoping that they let Rhea keep the belt. Let Rhea, if Becky is coming back tonight, let it be Rhea versus Becky at SummerSlam or something like that.
Exactly
Let it be
what's going to
something
happen.
different. We don't want to see the same thing, right? We already got issues with creative and what they do as far as doing the same things and showing the same things. All right. Now, moving ahead to the next next match. By the way, you can put your comments in the comment section, or you can call here. All right, you can call line is open. Obviously, we're talking Money in the Bank because Money in the Bank is tonight on Peacock, and this is the JAWU show. All right, so let's get to the tag team matches coming up. Oh nope, matter of fact, we'll go to the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's ladder match. So who do we have? We got Ricochet, John Morris, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins. Wow. Lot going on there. A lot going on there. Who do you think shouldn't be in this match? Or do you like everybody that's in the match?
Say the names again.
So we got Ricochet, John Morrison, Riddle, Drew McIntyre, Big E, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Seth Rollins.
I would say Riddle shouldn't be in that match. And to replace Riddle, I would have put Damian Priest in that match.
Okay. Jordan is listing them right now, but Brian said, I can't see Becky on Raw and Seth on SmackDown. Do hope Rhea retains. He said, from an aesthetics point of view, Shin should win. Okay. Jaren said, number 1, Riddle. Number 2, Big E. Number 3, Drew. Okay. All right. He is listing them right now. So here's my thing. John Morrison, I don't... Can anybody tell me why John Morrison is still even around? Anybody?
He underrated.
Besides being underrated. Okay, there's a lot of wrestlers that's underrated, but I'm talking about right now. Like, what is he offering? Like, what are they going to do with him? This is the issue that I have with some things, and we'll talk about it later when we talk about cuts, WWE cuts later on. All right. Brian is saying Shin shouldn't be in. All right. Morrison is in for safety and athletics. Okay. Interesting. Morrison can do the big spot safely for this match. Right. He's talking about taking bumps and things of that nature. Get it. Totally get it. So Morrison is kind of underrated, right?
Yes, he's
and then
underrated.
Ricochet gonna put on a show in the match. They gonna draw the fans.
Okay, so let's break it down a little bit. Ricochet and John Morrison, obviously there for the bumps, the big spectacles, the big moves in the matches, like the dives, the flips, somersaults, things of that nature. Then you got Riddle. What is Riddle in the match for?
To potentially set up a feud between him and Rollins after Rollins goes against Edge at SummerSlam. They include the real life beef, and Seth Rollins brings it up and tell Riddle, "I don't accept your apology." Becky Lynch says it too, and that sets up that rivalry on Raw. Once Seth goes to Raw after the draft.
Oh, okay, all right.
Well, the thing is about Riddle, he's trying to be next Randy Orton, trying to act like him.
Mm. All right. So Drew McIntyre, obviously, been pushed big, heavily, the last 70 weeks.
Top
Did a
babyface in the
big
company.
push. He's what?
He's the number one babyface in the company right
Okay.
now.
Number one baby face in the company. Jordan said Cesaro deserves to be in this match in place of Nakamura. They said Brian said Riddle is a potential guy to add speculation to who wins. Okay. Interesting. I like the breakdown right now. I'm loving the breakdown of this match for sure. And continue to comment because I'm liking the comments too. It's adding on to the show. So we appreciate that. And by the way, anytime at any point you want to call in, of course, again, I'll put the call line number up so your voice can be heard. 716-481-8249 is the number here on the show. All right, so Big E is up and coming. Mid card guy, he had the Intercontinental belt. What does this do for Big E? What's Big E's purpose in this match?
To win Money in the Bank and turn heel on Kofi Kingston. Once Kofi Kingston takes the belt off Lashley, Big E goes heel and sets up Kofi versus Big E. Kofi gets managed by MVP though, and Woods and Kofi split because Woods tells Kofi, "You don't know that he's trying to manipulate you," and Kofi is just like, "Man, you got to give MVP a chance," and Woods walks out on Kofi.
Wow. Yo, listen. What I'm hearing is great creative. Like that is creativity. I wish WWE had some type of creative like that. He just drew your story. Dalton, how you feel about what Wave just said?
I agree with him 100% what he said.
So you could see the breakup of New Day coming up. Like you could see Big E winning Money in the Bank and turning on Kofi.
Yes, I could see that.
And then Kofi walking from Xavier.
Yep.
Yes.
See that.
Wow. Where does that leave Xavier Woods exactly?
Made Kyrie talent. Try to go for the United States Championship. As he fell to like 5 years ago when he faced John Cena.
Oh, interesting. All right. Wave needs to get his resume to creative. Yeah, he do. I'm telling you. Yo, listen, if you are in wrestling in the wrestling group that we have, the Messenger on Facebook, you'll see Wave is very, very, very passionate about this wrestling talk for sure. Very passionate guy, very smart brain. We all come up with all different types of scenarios and synopsis, and then too. With that being said, that's just a whole nother reason to continue to support the wrestling talk here. All right, right here, the JAWU Wrestling Show. Make sure you tune in because we're gonna give it to you like in a big way. We not trying to leave nothing out. We're gonna make sure we cover everything on the shows. All right. So continue to support. All right. Now we got Kevin Owens, Shinsuke, and Seth Rollins. these guys are in the match for what reason exactly?
Kevin Owens, I mean, he told his purpose. I mean, he thinks if he wins Money in the Bank, he's go back and just try to set up Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens. And I mean, I kind of highly disagree with Kevin Owens. I mean, you don't got slumped back to back to back by Roman. No one wants to keep seeing Roman kick your ass, dude. Like, I mean, he done beat you multiple times now. We're tired of seeing it. Um, Shinsuke Nakamura place in this match would be like to remind Paul Heyman, like, you know, you said that you was going to give me an opportunity to face Roman Reigns. So Shinsuke cashes in on Roman, sets up Shinsuke versus Roman for like the first time ever. Well, maybe not the first time ever, but like the first time where it's Roman heel and then Shinsuke, you know, trying to be a top babyface. Seth Rollins, his idea to be in this match is to win Money in the Bank, and finally we get to see the heel versus heel probably at Extreme Rules to see Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship.
Okay, good thought. Good thought. We got another comment. Any chances, any interference in the Money in the Bank?
No.
You think it's gonna be straight up? Whoever wins is gonna be clean.
Yes, sir.
It's a clean draw. All right. Interesting. All right. How do you feel, Dalton, on that?
Which one on
On
interference
what he
or
just mentioned about Shinsuke,
oh?
Seth, Kevin.
Well, the thing is, like, if Kevin Owens does win, like, try and catch on Roman Reigns because he wants to get fight with Roman Reigns again. Because we all seen Roman beat Kevin Owens like a few times, and Seth Rollins, like, if he does win, he might have a chance to catch it on Edge and Roman Reigns in that match. Probably set up a triple threat match at SummerSlam with Shinsuke. I mean, if he does win, it's gonna take for a while with him and Roman Reigns or whoever be the champion.
Um, there's a good chance it could be interference in the match. I think there's a good chance.
I mean, I could see possibly.
I mean, I could see it possibly. My question to you is, who do you think will interfere in the Money in the Bank men's match? That's my question to you, um, Jardin. Jaren. Uh, who do you think will interfere as we move on to the women's Money in the Bank? So, women's Money in the Bank is interesting too. We got wow. So we have Asuka, Naomi, Alexa Bliss, Nikki Cross, Liv Morgan, Zelina Vega, Natalia, and Tamina. How do we feel about this match, folks? And either one of you can go whenever you want. Oh, y'all don't be quiet now. Y'all silent? Y'all silent about
No,
this
I'm just
match? Y'all
speechless
don't like
with that
this?
match.
No, I'm sorry.
I'm
I
speechless.
ain't even hear you, man. Say that one more time.
I said the women's Money in the Bank match. How do we feel about this match? I mean, y'all was quiet. I'm like,
Oh,
maybe
I
they
was
don't like the
speechless. Like,
match.
oh my goodness, we have to listen to this crowd.
I got Selena Vega. That's the underrated answer. That's the best answer. Selena Vega. I don't think Liv Morgan gets it just yet. Obviously, they look like they're building up Liv Morgan, but I don't think she gets it yet. I think Liv Morgan loses to Selena Vega. Selena Vega gets her out, and Liv Morgan gets pissed off at Sonya Deville, and it sets up Liv Morgan versus Deville as right now, like for NXT. Sorry, even though we're not on the NXT topic, it's like Cross about to make Joe wrestle again as he put Joe to sleep. You know, Joe's going to retaliate some way about that. And I feel like the same thing is going to happen with Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville. Liv Morgan is going to make Sonya Deville wrestle again, and it's going to set up a potential long rivalry between Liv Morgan and Sonya Deville.
Okay, interesting.
As much I would say Liv Morgan though, but I have a feeling that Sonya Deville is going to cost Liv Morgan. They're going to set up the feud. But honestly, I think I got Alexa Bliss to win the women's Money in the Bank because what's going on with Naomi? They kind of drown her. I don't see Asuka win another straight year. I like Nikki Cross though, but she's not. Well, she is their push, but I don't see that happening. Selena Vega, she just now joined, and Tamina, Natalia. I mean, they don't need to be in that match. Natalia, she's old.
I mean, they didn't know who else to put in that match. Doll is not lying. They didn't know who else to put in the match, so they just added those two. I mean, they could have used Shotzi and Tegan Knox. That would have been better. I mean, nobody want to see Natalia and Tamina. No,
Well,
it's going to be
true.
garbage with them in it.
So, Jaren answered my question. He said Randy Orton or Jinder Mahal might interfere in that men's match. And then Brian said it will all hinge on whether Natalia can direct traffic conducively. Natty is the key to this being decent. Okay. With that being said, I think Natty Ice don't need to be in the match. Natty Ice don't need to be in the match. Like, why do we have tag team partners in the match? Like, I think that's corny. They're the tag team champs. Let them stay out of it. Let them stay out of it. We could have got a tag team match with them and Shotzi versus Tegan Knox at Money in the Bank. Would have been more interesting. And this is another reason why I think, and I keep saying this, but I think that they need more titles. They need more titles. We'll talk about it a little bit later too.
I mean, they could have had Mia Yim. She's on SmackDown roster, and honestly, I thought Sonya Deville, she's gonna put herself in the ladder match. To be honest with you,
Right. Right. All right. So I have Alexa Bliss winning this for some reason. I like Naomi, but she's in the match for entertainment purposes. She'll probably be one of the first people to get eliminated again, as usual, which I'm sick of seeing because I think she's so much more talented, and I think WWE does her an injustice for sure. Asuka's been the champ, right? Asuka's been the champ, but I don't see Asuka winning Money in the Bank. Alexa Bliss is hot right now. This is another reason why I wish they didn't do what they did with The Fiend, because I think Alexa Bliss and The Fiend, both of those gimmicks, have a lot of potential. Nikki Cross is done. You could get her superhero self out of here. Get her out of
yeah,
here.
I didn't like that gimmick.
Oh my!
Get her out of here. All right, beat it. I don't know why you're still here. Beat it. They drowned her. I think they drowned her when they drowned Sanity. I think it was a wrap. The NXT moved her up too early. Liv Morgan, as much as it seems like they're trying to keep Liv Morgan around, I think they're trying to keep Liv Morgan around only because they don't want to continue to make cuts and lose people. I don't see Liv Morgan with no title, no time soon. Again, need more titles. They need more titles. Zelina Vega just came back. I better not see no championship belt on her, especially after the way they treated her. The reason why she left to begin with. Don't try to backpedal now. Don't try to backpedal now. It looks kind of corny. If you was to put it on Zelina or she was to win Money in the Bank, I think it's kind of corny.
She gonna win, man.
Tamina and Natty don't need to be in it. Natty Ice don't need to be in it. All right, Brian said from a storyline, she doesn't need to be. From an experience level, she's got to be. A ton of green. She said it's a ton of green in the women's match. I've said it 100 times. Mid-card titles are crucial to building stars. WWE needs to build through them and develop a women's division to build female stars. Exactly, Brian. I agree, which is the reason why you need more titles. Again, the reason why you need more titles. All right. Jinder has an ongoing feud with Drew and Randy. Didn't get his place in Money in the Bank because of Riddle. If any of these interfere, it would make sense. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I can respect that. And His answer is Alexa Bliss, like me. Alexa Bliss, like me and Dalton said, we think Alexa Bliss. My guy Wave is on the Zelina Vega train or Zelina Vega wave. All right, that's who he's got. We'll see tonight. We definitely will see tonight. All right, Raw Tag Team Championship: AJ Styles, Omos versus the Viking Raiders. What up? What up? What up? Who we got? I got some ginger ale right now.
I got AJ
What
Styles
is that?
almost.
You got AJ and Omos.
Yes.
Wave.
I got I got AJ Omos. I think they not taking titles off of AJ Omos yet. They're just having Styles currently, you know, Omos have a name right now. He's helping push Omos, and they're just not ready to end that push just yet.
Okay. All right.
But that match is gonna be boring anyway, so
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yawn.
All right. Now, the last match we're going to talk about on Money in the Bank, and it's the kickoff match. The Mysterios versus the Usos. What's good? What's good? Who we got? Who we got in this match?
I feel like it's kind of tricky. This one is tricky because there's two ways this happens. It's kind of tricky. It's either they have the Mysterios win, and then Roman Reigns be the only one out of the bloodline who still had a belt at the end of the night, or they set it up as SummerSlam the Usos versus the Mysterios again at SummerSlam, and then Roman Reigns when he beats John Cena, and then they crown the Usos as champions too, and all three of them become with the gold at SummerSlam since they are pushing SummerSlam to be what was WrestleMania supposed to be with the fans this year.
Okay. Interesting thought.
okay. First of all, that match should not be a kickoff. That should be a regular Money in the Bank. It should have been replaced. Then Omos and AJ Styles versus the Viking Raiders. Though, for me, I got the Usos win that tag team champions tonight.
You got them winning tonight, huh?
Yeah.
Why tonight?
Well, because they haven't won a champions for a while, and this is Dominic has a tough test against one of the best tag teams. I mean, I don't see Ray and Dominic will hold on tag team champions that very long.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Comments in the comment section. Who do you have winning tonight? Mysterios or the Usos? I could see the Usos winning tonight.
Mysterios suck, man. Come on now. They have no purpose of being. Well, I mean, what purpose do they have as being tag team champions? They got crushed by the Tribal Chief. They was in the hospital. They haven't defended the belts against nobody. They suck. I mean, they're not doing nothing with them. So you might as well crown the Usos as champion. Who can actually have feuds with people? I mean, Ray, you're good, but you're old, and Dominic, he's not ready for the pros yet. They just have him on SmackDown because of his father. So there's no point of having the Mysterios as champion any longer. They suck. I'm sorry. It's the truth. Anybody out there that think the Mysterios are going to win tonight, you're a clown. You're a fool. You have to live in reality right now. The Mysterios really suck. Like, get this out of your head. They suck. This father and son thing is over now. They had the belts. They suck. Crown the champions as the Usos who can actually have feuds with people.
Okay. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. All good thoughts. I think they can win tonight. I just think that I think them all winning the belt or having the belts could be overshadowed by what will take place in the championship match. Because obviously the main event match will be Roman and Edge. That kind of makes me a little weary on whether the Usos should win now or should they win at SummerSlam. because I feel
Exactly.
like if they
That
win
was my thought.
now, there's a chance for it to get overshadowed by maybe Seth
Correct.
Rollins. The
Mm-hmm.
the end. Maybe Seth Rollins, interferes.
Mm-hmm.
Or like I said earlier, you could very well see the Usos win the tag titles and then Roman lose his belt
No,
because Seth cashes in. It could happen. You never know.
You just never know.
not the belt off Roman, man.
I mean, as much as we don't want that, a lot of people don't want that to happen. It very well could happen. You know.
Yeah,
Well, the
that
thing is
ain't
with the
happening.
Money in Bank, you never know. Some people catch it the same night. They'll catch it like tomorrow or Friday night, this Friday, or a year. You may never know what's gonna happen though. They usually just cash in wherever they feel, wherever they're ready, or when people gets knocked out.
Yeah, Seth Rollins seems very sinister the way he's been moving around lately. He seems very sinister, very focused. You know, he put away Cesaro. Ahmed Cesaro. Yo, ask a question. Why do they call him
Zero.
Cesaro? Exactly.
Cesaro because dude, he sucks. I mean, look at him. Cesaro, he's done. He's done, man. I mean, come on now. He got what? Look. He got beat up by what? He got beat up by Roman Reigns. He thought it was match of the year. Kerplunked. He got beat up by Roman Reigns. Then he started fighting Seth Rollins. He got beat up by Seth Rollins back to back. And now he just got in a feud with Otis on SmackDown. Come on, man. You done. And he thinks he got to talking about, oh, I would like to set up me versus Roman again. I think it'd be good. Dude, you're done. They just slumped you back to back. You're done. The brothers executed you. You're done. You're done. There's no options left for Cesaro. And maybe he goes to Raw, sets up, the bar reunion with Sheamus. Other than that, no plans for bro.
All right. Good thoughts. Good thoughts. He says Cesaro sucks. All right. So with that being said, all right, put your comments in the comment section. Let us know who you think is gonna win these matches. Money in the Bank tonight coming up. We got to talk about some WWE cuts. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm just gonna name a few, and real quick, you're gonna tell me should they be cut or should they not be cut. All right. First and foremost, June 25th, Killian Dane was cut.
Of course, he should have been cut.
All right. The need to release. All right. WWE cuts right here. All right. Dalton, you said he definitely should have been cut. Wave.
His name's so irrelevant. I didn't even know he was still a superstar for real. For real.
Mm? Mm? Wow. All right. Put your comments in the comments section. Let us know. Killian Dane, do you think he should have been cut by WWE? All right. Kurt Stallion.
To be honest with you, never heard of him.
All right. That sums it up for me. August Gray.
Bro, like,
Yes.
who are these people? I don't know him.
Marina Shafir.
Never heard of her.
Marina Shafir was one of the females with Jessamine Duke when Shayna Baszler was the title holder on NXT.
Oh.
Oh,
All right, the Bolly Boys,
Yes.
the Bollywood Boys, trash.
They were trash. I never liked them with Jinder Mahal. They were nothing but goons.
Yeah, they dislocated their shoulders. I remember that. I remember they tore their ACL. Like a lot of injuries happened in the last couple of years with the Bollywood Boys. Tyler Breeze.
Yep, he should have been cut.
No, I disagree. I think they should cut Taylor Breeze and just kept Fandango out of there. Taylor Breeze was always the better superstar.
Okay, because Fandango got cut too.
Right. But it shouldn't have been Tyler Breeze. He should have stayed.
All right.
I don't think. Well, I think it was Tyler Breeze and Fandango. I mean, if they would have if they would have kept them, I think they should break the tag team because they've been on a losing streak. I mean, they hadn't couldn't got together as a tag team. They could have been like a singles competitor.
All right. Moving on. Tony Nese.
Who?
Yeah. Dude was relevant.
Tony Nese.
Relevant.
Ari Davari.
Yes.
Everrise.
Who's that?
Everrise. Everrise was the group. What's up, Jay Andre?
What's going on?
What's good? What's good? I see you all spiffed up on this very Sunday, looking like Aleister Black. Oh, I'm sorry, Malachi Black. I'm sorry.
What's up? What's going on? What y'all talking about? Oh, release?
Yeah, we talk about all the releases. Do you think they should have been released from WWE or no? So the next one obviously is Braun Strowman.
Mm-hmm.
No, he should not have been cut.
Yeah, he should not have been cut.
They're done with that, man.
Before you go next one, Dre, I wondered if Braun Strowman did destroy the office when he got released.
Say it again.
I was saying, like, since Braun Strowman got released, I wonder if he destroyed Vince McMahon's office when he found out he got released.
Yo, Wave. They say they can't see your face. They say you a good-looking guy. Why you keep hiding your face?
Man, I'm a
he's
little
a
busy.
Reigns fan. I
was getting dressed for work. No, don't worry. I was trying to get dressed for work. That's all.
I got you. All right. Now, what you were saying, Dalton, go back and repeat that.
What about Braun Strowman?
Mm-hmm.
Since he got cut, I wonder if he destroyed Vince McMahon's office when he found out he got released. He goes on a rampage all the time when he.
Right. I wonder what happened with that. I know he couldn't have took the news too lightly. That's crazy. I definitely don't think he should be cut. I just want to remind you right now that Aaliyah is still on the roster. I just want to remind you that Aaliyah is still on the roster. Okay? Aaliyah and Braun Strowman is cut, but Aaliyah is still on the roster. Okay? The Robert Stone brand is still on the roster.
How about Otis is still on the roster? Chad Gable.
Chad Gable's still on the roster.
Over Strowman. Gotta be playing.
Makes no sense to me. No type of sense. All right. So Braun Strowman was released June 2nd, along with Aleister Black, who obviously now is Malachi Black in AEW.
Right.
And already has a feud with Cody Rhodes right off the jump.
Great. Using Cody to put the talent over already. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, the thing is I'm still going to say Aleister Black because that was his name in WWE. I don't think he should have been cut in WWE, though, but I think he'll do good in AEW. Way better when he's in WWE.
Oh, yeah.
I think they'll set up a potential feud when he finally builds up all the way. They'll set up Malachi Black versus Kenny Omega.
I see somebody eating a pizza. I see somebody with the pizza. Malachi Black with the pizza right now. Hot and fresh right now. hot and ready. How do we feel about Malachi Black?
Good debut in AEW. I mean, he's already going to face Cody Rhodes, though. I think he's going to do better.
Yeah, he's gonna be used much better in AEW.
Telling you guys, Aleister Black versus Kenny Omega. I mean, Malachi Black, sorry, versus Kenny Omega.
Or Aleister Black versus Darby Allin sooner or later.
Yeah. All right, so we have a comment here. Says, yo, can y'all help me? I don't understand. Dennis Holmes said, I don't understand Kenny Omega's position in wrestling. Okay, so if you watch Kenny Omega back in New Japan, you know his nickname obviously was the Cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
The Cleaner. Well, the Cleaner actually technically was like the cleaner upper, the one who wins all the belts, cleans up, wins all the titles. The word clean up, cleaner, clean sweep. That's his position. He wants to win all the belts in every franchise that he can win them in. So, I mean, his nickname right now is the Belt Collector, right? That's his position. I mean, his position pretty much is to try to bring different brands together. I hear a toilet flush for Kenny Omega right now. It sounds like a toilet flush for him.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
That's what it sounded like. It sounded like a toilet flush. Somebody don't like Kenny Omega. But we'll talk more about Kenny Omega later on in the show. I just want to let you know that Kenny Omega, they're using Kenny Omega to bring brands together as far as Impact in AEW, New Japan in AEW. That's why Moxley has the United States, the IWGP United States belt. They're trying to build relationships together around AEW so that AEW can, have matches and all of those with all of those brands.
Right.
So that's his position right now. Like him winning and going to Impact, running with the title and going to Impact was super important because it built that Impact and AEW relationship where now AEW wrestlers and Impact wrestlers, if they so choose, can wrestle against each other. I don't know if anybody watched Slammiversary yesterday. I'll give you some insight on that later on when we done talking about the releases. All right, Buddy Murphy was released. Lana was released. Ruby Riott was released. Do we think these superstars should have been released?
Well, Lana, yes, and Ruby Riott, yes. Buddy Murphy, I think he should have get another chance though. But the thing is, for Buddy Murphy, I think he should go back to NXT instead of got released.
Yeah, I think Aleister Black should have went back to NXT too, but
yep.
Yeah.
Obviously that didn't happen. All right. How do we feel about Ruby Riott?
Yeah, she should have got released.
Yeah, she should have got cut.
Yeah.
What about Lana?
Definitely.
Yes.
She should have won when her husband got released.
Oh yeah, back to Ruby Riott. Liv Morgan, only Riott Squad member, is still on the roster.
For sure. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. I thought I was watching AEW because I saw Kenny Omega. No, see, there's the perfect relationship, the unity thing. You get to see Kenny Omega being AEW star with Impact. A lot of those guys, anyway, just to let you know, a lot of these wrestlers have contracts with multiple wrestling franchises, by the way. But the big stars is who bring them together. So using Kenny Omega obviously would draw AEW with Impact together, so that Impact doesn't sink. Because some of these some of these wrestling brands are starting or have been sinking for a while. They have their sinking periods. Then as soon as they look like they're about to build back up, then they sink again. And I think using Kenny Omega, guys like John Moxley, Kenny Omega, in multiple facets is a help or will help keep certain wrestling brands afloat. New Japan, AEW. I think they're looking at ROH now too, trying to get ROH involved, things of that nature. All right.
I do got a question about Kenny Omega, and I'm not saying it's going to happen though, but what if he invade WWE since he's trying to collect the titles? Like, what if he's trying to against Roman Reigns, Bobby Lashley, Karrion Kross?
So I've said this for a while. I think it would be good. I don't know. Vince ain't gonna never do it because obviously Vince is Vince, the stubborn bullheaded Vince. But I think it would be good for wrestling promotions to cross brand.
For sure.
I do. I think it would be good, but that's something we'll talk about later too. So Andrade was cut. You see what they're doing with him in AEW. El Igolo, they're using that. Now El Igolo, Andrade. Who else? Lars Sullivan was cut. You remember Lars Sullivan was cut.
Yeah.
Steve Cutler was cut. Yeah. Samoa Joe was cut, but then they brought him back.
Why back though?
Right. Peyton Royce was cut. Billy Kay was cut. Mickey James was cut. Chelsea Green was cut. Tucker Knight was cut. Kalisto was cut. Bo Dallas was cut. Wesley Blake was cut. Wow. So those are a majority of the cuts that happen. How do you guys feel about the rest of those cuts?
Everybody could have been disposable except Samoa Joe and Andrade. I think Andrade is going to be the one they regret. I think he's going to be the big star in AEW as far as them letting him go. But everybody was disposable except Samoa Joe and except Andrade.
I think Lars Sullivan was a mistake. I think Lars had a lot of potential. I could see Lars right now in some matchups that I think would have been very interesting. Him versus Walter would have been interesting.
He just wasn't behind the fans. He wasn't behind the fans. They had nothing. Lars was doo-doo. Was nobody impressed by him.
Yeah. And then I think them bringing up that racist fact was not a good thing for him either.
Oh, true. Yeah. You know, I seen Lars in person. I've actually, met Lars Sullivan. The guy is who he is. What you see in the wrestling ring is who he is outside of the wrestling ring. It's not much difference. I mean, after an NXT promotion, he's literally eating sandwiches buffet. I'm like, he is crushing it while he getting on the bus. I mean, that's just him.
Before Lars Sullivan got released, when he come back from that knee injury, I didn't like his new theme song. The old theme song was way better.
That's something else. That's a good thought that you bring up, Dalton. A lot of the entrance musics made a lot of the guys in NXT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Aleister Black's music made Aleister Black in NXT.
Yeah, for sure.
His entrance made him. That coming out the ground sitting up was probably one of the best entrances I've seen in NXT.
Yeah.
Like that was really dope. Keith Lee is another one. The Bask in His Glory joint. Like that made people jumped to that and it grew on people. Who else? Who else is another good one? Had really good entrance coming to WWE and then they switched their entrance. There's a couple of them. Oh my goodness. Dominic Dijakovic is probably the biggest one. Oh my God. Yo, I don't understand why Dominic Dijakovic had to be T-Bar. You gotta
They
make that
dropped him so bad.
like
He's
you gotta
fighting
make
with
that
the
He
make
niggas.
messed
sense.
him up. Yeah.
He just need to go back to
He
his
was
old
a
name.
good wrestler in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
They
Really,
drowned
really
him
good. Like,
automatically.
and to make him T-Bar or like Mia Yim, like that's another one. Like I just don't understand. I don't understand some of this stuff, and I think a lot of that drowns these characters. A lot of it drowns them, and then they get drowned it because they end up losing when they come in, and then you see them released,
Yep.
and then they're released. All right. So with that being said, um, Thomas said, I'm really interested to see if Braun Strowman goes to AEW. I'm interested to see that myself. I'm very much interested to see that myself. We do want to talk about show grades. We want to give show grades to these, and this is probably going to be a conversation for the next few minutes. SmackDown, Raw, NXT. We'll start with SmackDown. SmackDown this past week generated, I think, 2.3 million for the ratings. How do we grade SmackDown?
I give SmackDown a C.
Ooh.
I thought it was good in the sense of they had fans back. However, I thought SmackDown the week before was better than this SmackDown was. I think their show went down. It went down.
Dalton, what's your grades?
Disaster. D-.
Oh, wow. Yo, we got a tough crowd here. Tough crowd. Thomas said C. Thomas said this is a C show.
I'm gonna explain why I got D- though. On the I like to kick off a 6-man tag team match, and Bianca Belair versus Carmella. It wasn't a good match anyway, so that's probably makes me tired. And come on, Cesaro versus Otis. My goodness, I mean, Chad Gable always think his nose in his business though, and Knox and Chauncey. I mean, shout out to them. They beat Natalia and Tamina again, even though Liv Morgan got involved. Well, not really got in the match, but they got distracted. The 6-man, fatal 4-way match was pretty decent match. So that's why I got D-.
Wave.
SmackDown was a F. SmackDown sucked so bad. Oh my god! Like, let's be realistic. SmackDown was horrible. I mean, it was good because the fans was back. So maybe I give it a D minus. But like, SmackDown really sucked. Like, first of all, the 6-man tag match started off Bloodline versus Edge and Mysterio. It ended up in a roll up pin. Jey Uso wins. Okay, good for the Bloodline, but it ended up in a roll up. Tired of roll up victories, man. And then
Thank
you got
you.
Bianca
So
and
tired of
Carmella.
that.
Bianca
The
and
fruit
Carmella, oh
roll
my
up.
God, we knew Bianca was going to win. They still not using Carmella right, so, Bianca was going to crush her. That's why they moved it to SmackDown. They didn't even want that Money in the Bank. What other matches? Tag team match. I mean, tired of seeing. They don't got nothing to do with Natalia and Tamina, so they moved up Shotzi and Tegan Knox from NXT because they don't have nobody to feud with. We already know that Tegan Knox and Shotzi will win the titles eventually. I mean, it's over for Natalia and Tamina, especially Tamina. She moves very slow. Her splash is very garbage now. She doesn't even do it right now. Barely hits it. It's just still effective because it's sold right. Fatal 4-way match. And the best part was when Kevin Owens did the elbow through Nakamura to the table. That match was garbage. They rushed that match. They didn't even do nothing. They had 10 minutes to do something. They rushed that. The best part of SmackDown was Edge choking out Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins' statement to Edge about I'm not going, this time, not fold like last time. Instead, I'm gonna keep my foot on the gas and I'm gonna stomp your neck. You feel me? So SmackDown was trash.
Yeah.
Very trash.
All right. I agree. I think it was lackluster. And I'm going to be honest with you. I will say this. Vince McMahon should have stayed in the back.
True.
Should have stayed in the back.
Yep.
I'm sorry. I just think it was corny that he came out there and showed his face. That just for starters kind of pissed me off. I'm like, dude, you're ruining the company. And now because fans are back, you come out and say, "Where have you been?"
Like, get your corny ass out of here, dude.
Right.
Like if you don't get your geriatric future having self back in the back, go sit down somewhere. I have several seats. We didn't care to see you, but it was good that the fans actually still was like, "No chance in hell," singing back to him.
Yeah.
With the
Vince music always pop.
I mean, Vince music pops, but he's just not popping. His music is more popping than him. So, I mean, Vince, don't sit your ass in the back. I would have rather them hit Triple H music and him come out.
Same here.
Okay? Or hit Shawn Michaels music and him come out. Like, I would have rather seen that than to see him. I'm sorry. This is just my opinion. You could even have hit Stephanie's music, even though Stephanie has the girlish music, which, I mean, girl, listen. Women is definitely getting over. I'm telling you, over. But I would have rather seen Stephanie McMahon's music than him. I'm sorry, seriously. I mean, this guy is damn near ready to sell the company.
Yeah.
So I just kind of don't want to see you. Okay, just go sit in the back and chill out. Raw has been god awful. Azabuki Dookie. It's been trash. Raw is just so garbage. 3 hours of garbage. And I'm telling you, that second hour is just nothing but garbage. I'm like, come on. Thomas mentioned something real quick before we really start trashing on Raw. He said Bayley tore her ACL. Really hurt Friday Night SmackDown. Do you agree?
Yeah. For the women's, as far as the women's division, definitely.
Women's style, yes.
Yeah. Because I mean, before Roman Reigns came back, she was carrying that show. I mean, she really did carry through that pandemic era. Her and Sasha Banks. So I definitely agree.
Hello, ding dong, ding dong. Yeah, it definitely hurt SmackDown. As much as I didn't want to see Bayley with no belt, she definitely her cares. She's definitely became a better all around wrestler. Or better all-around wrestling deity than she was when she was just Bayley buddies with the Bayley buddy.
Right.
She's definitely stepped up her game for sure. So yeah,
it definitely
it does hurt.
It definitely hurt SmackDown because now we won't see Bianca at pay-per-view now. Feel me? She's sitting in the back now, so it definitely hurts SmackDown.
But one thing about this though, I did like how she stayed in character. She blamed the fans for an injury. I think that was.
Yeah, she blamed the fans.
Yeah, I like that she stayed in character. I did like that.
Yeah, definitely. Raw's just Azabuki Dookie garbage. I'm sorry, it's butt buns.
Raw trash.
Just ridiculous. Raw actually hit the 1.5 mark. The 1.5, 1.4. Jeremy said, "Cut Mandy Rose next, please." Well, Mandy Rose is actually now on NXT.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, so it's interesting.
Well, the thing is with
man.
NXT, I know it's not on the grade level though. I'm gonna add another one, and it's P as pathetic.
All right, now let's get to NXT this week. NXT to me is still the best show on the brand. I don't care. It's still the best show on the brand. Period.
I disagree with that.
Oh, it's super. It definitely is. Oh, it definitely is.
Way better than Raw and SmackDown.
I don't know how you even
definitely is.
NXT
so,
is
DeAndre, you said you disagree. I want to hear why you disagree.
Because I think SmackDown, the storylines that you got in SmackDown makes it that much more compelling. with Reigns as the heel, Edge, the returning veteran, trying to get the title. Then you had Bailey, the lunatic. Then you have Sami Zayn going around as this injustice character. I like Pat McAfee on commentary because he's just plain stupid and goofy and just sitting on Michael Cole's head. Like, who does that?
Yo, I saw that. I'm like, yo, what the?
So I think the storylines on SmackDown is what draws me in. Well, NXT, the wrestling is much better.
So like, okay, so yeah, okay, so what you knowing that, DeAndre? Let me ask you a question. Do you think storyline draws in the fans more, or do you think the matches draws in the fans more? Because if you think about it, great matches make fans rate a match a 5-star match or a 4.5-star match. So, what do you think draws in fans more, the storyline or the matches?
That's a good question.
Well, that's a great question, and actually, I'm gonna put that in for everybody right now. I have not heard shows ask questions like that. I have not.
I'm gonna go with this one. I'm gonna say storyline. The only reason I say storyline is because we look at the Attitude Era, right? Most people hold the Attitude Era as one of the greatest era in wrestling history, and most of that time it was because of the storylines is why we watch it. I'm not gonna watch a match, and personally, the storyline is not there. So I say storyline draws me in, is more better than a great match to me.
So we have been accustomed to learning that matches is supposed to tell a story.
Mm-hmm.
The matches are supposed to tell stories. But for this era right now, with how creative is, right now, wrestling is more important than the storyline. Now, if it was, like you said, Attitude Era, things of that nature, I would say the storyline would be more important. Because, again, wrestling is an episodic television show. Obviously, with episodic television shows, you need a great storyline to keep people compelled.
Right.
But because what we know, like people hiring folks who don't know nothing about wrestling and creative, and then firing them because it gets out because they don't know who the champion is. I'm gonna say wrestling. I'm gonna say the wrestling matches right now are more important. Which also, if you look at the wrestling matches, things of that nature, I think can lead to people being released. Because if the storylines aren't good, the wrestling matches aren't good. But the wrestling has to be good on any facet. No matter what the storyline is, to me, the wrestling has to be on point right now. Because we know that the storyline isn't going to be on point. We know that. We've had the issue with creative. So the wrestling has to, not to say overcompensate for the lack of creativity thereof, but it has to be on that level, because if it's not on that level, people are calling you out. Like, yo, you're doo-doo. Trash. I don't want to watch a match from you. Like, why would I want to watch a match? You can't really wrestle. You suck. Like, and then that leads to not having a real storyline, which then leads you to being drowned, which then leads you to being cut or released or, you know, whatever the case may be. Right. Which is what you see with a lot of the wrestlers now. So as much as I love your stance on storyline, I'm gonna say I'm gonna go the other way, and I'm gonna say wrestling right now is more important. But you guys in the comment section can add your thoughts. Is it wrestling that's more important right now, or storylines? Put it in the comments. All right.
For me, I'm
DeAndre, I know you got some.
I wanted to ask you a quick question, and Dalton and Benjamin, feel free to join in. What about Bray Wyatt? Because he's the ultimate storyteller, but Bray Wyatt cannot wrestle. Like I can't think of one match that Bray Wyatt had that I can say was a classic, apart from the Wyatt family. But Bray Wyatt is a good storyteller, though.
Ooh, yo. Did I just hear my man call out Bray Wyatt for lack of wrestling? Just call him out. Yo, I'm about to write your thoughts on that comment. Your thoughts on Bray Wyatt, lack of wrestling. Wow. Interesting. Thomas said it's definitely storylines. Wow.
I agree with you, Dre, about the answer. It's more wrestling than storyline, so I agree with your answer.
Yeah, Dalton. See, we see eye to eye. For sure. Thomas said, I give AEW AB. Said Brandon Herrera said WWE's biggest problem is that there's so much talent, not enough time to use and build solid storylines. Okay. Brandon said, I have to say it's 50-50. Brandon. I disagree. I disagree with there's too much talent. And the reason why I disagree with that is because if there was too much talent, we wouldn't see the same matches every week. If there's too much talent, then we shouldn't see Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley 3 times in a row.
That's true.
You understand what I'm saying? We shouldn't see that. If there's too much talent, then you've gotta, share the opportunities with the talent. I don't think there's too much talent. What I will say is I think there's too much repeating of itself and not enough to look forward to. Again, I'm a person who thinks WWE need more titles. That's just me. Especially this women's division. I think the women's division need an Intercontinental belt and a US belt or TV belt. I think the men's need that 24/7 title was trash. I don't know why they made a joke of the 24/7 title when that 24/7 title could have actually been something legit, like the AEW TNT TV Championship is legit. That's not no fun toy championship when you watch AEW. Cody Rhodes had that championship. Darby Allin had that championship. Now Mero, who used to be Rusev, has that championship. That's their mid-card championship. And it's legit. You see what I'm saying? Like, even the relationships with like Jon Moxley in New Japan, the IWGP United States Championship. That's not a joke championship. They do. They need more title. They need more to look forward to. You need a hardcore champion. You need a television champion. You need that because it keeps your talent with something to look forward to. It keeps them fresh. It keeps them motivated. Even you can create storylines off of that. But not having enough title opportunity, I feel like, is the reason why a lot of these wrestlers is being drowned. If you're not at the top of the food chain, the mid card is looking like shit now. It's looking like trash. Yeah. Apollo Crews has the title right now, the Intercontinental Championship belt. And would you say Apollo Crews is something to sneeze at? Would you say his reign has been something to sneeze at? Would you say that that's something that would interest you? No. Sheamus has had the United States belt. Would you say Sheamus is something to sneeze at right now? No.
No, not at all.
I feel like the mid card is dying in a major way. It's either championship at the top or tag team in the middle. And even the tag team is kind of.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
look at it. Who wants to go back to mid card again? Like, if you're Drew McIntyre, you've been on top of the mountain. Do you want to go back to mid card?
No.
See, that's why I think, as much as I don't like Miz, I will say Miz made that mid card title feel more important than the championship itself.
He did.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think it's more on. I don't think it's just the storyline. The storyline can't save you as a wrestler. To me, I feel like as wrestlers, your wrestling has to be on point. Your gimmick has to be on point. And I think Vince and some of these wrestlers, they've lost gimmick because of things that have happened, especially like losing Keith Lee's music. Like, that was a big. As much as people don't want to be honest about it, that was a big loss.
That's true.
It is big
for
loss.
Keith Lee.
Mm-hmm.
Big loss. Keith Lee can wrestle his tail off.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But not having that gimmick behind it, like, where do you go? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's more to than just storyline to me. You gotta, at this point, your wrestling and gimmick has to be on point. And maybe that's the reason why Bray Wyatt not on TV. It's because of wrestling.
Yeah.
See, and I had to think about that. Like, I'm thinking about that. The Fiend is nice.
Mm-hmm.
But are you going to get exceptional matches with the Fiend?
No.
Brandon said you kind of just proved my point of too much talent. No. Okay, so again, and I didn't want to get into this conversation too much, but I'll throw it out there. The brand split needs to go. That's another thing. Get rid of the brand split.
Yeah, I agree.
For crying out loud. So that we can see better matches. There's no way in hell you should see it. There's no way that I'm allowed somebody to say, well, I mean, it's your opinion, that's fine. But to tell me that there's too much talent, I think is a cop-out to me. I think that's a total cop-out. Would you say that the Ruthless Aggression or the Attitude Era had more talent than it does now?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. And it was much more talented in this era now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Would you say that there was more to look forward to in the Attitude Era back then? There was more to look forward to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my issue. I saw that Bray Wyatt is having a hard time dealing with the passing of Luke Harper. Somebody I met in person. Luke Harper, phenomenal guy. Rest in peace to him. When he came here, NXT, he took on Ricochet for the North American Championship here in Buffalo at Riverworks. Phenomenal match. Great guy. I actually have Ricochet's autograph. I think everybody knows that. I think I've said that a couple times. Yeah, really good dude. And yeah, I'm sure he's taking it hard, super hard. I'm sure he is.
Yeah, I'm sure he is, but I don't blame Bray Wyatt taking time off though.
Right. I'm not upset with that. But I just don't believe that there's too much talent. I just think that the talent is not being used properly and they have nothing to look forward to. I think that's the biggest issue.
Right.
Just me personally. Can you imagine? Well, we won't get into all that. But I will say this, since we were talking earlier about like AEW and those relationships. You see what they're doing? Like, they're building relationships so there could be matches. If you watched at the end of Slammiversary, for those who watched it, they tried to perform a hook. You know what a hook is?
to draw you in to watch the next episode?
Yes. So at the end of Slammiversary, they messed it up though. At the end of Slammiversary, Switchblade Jay White comes, which is a surprise because I don't know if people knew this, but WWE was trying to get Switchblade.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And somehow Impact slid in there. So he ended up being on Slammiversary at the end. He confronts Kenny Omega and gets jumped by Juice Robinson and Finlay, in which he hits Juice Robinson with his finishing move, which this is what you don't see at the end because they tried to run the hook.
Right.
But it didn't work. It cut off on people, and people were highly upset about it. He hits his fishing move on Juice, and then gets out of the ring. Which now you have Switchblade and Kenny Omega. That's major.
That is.
That's a major match. To mess up to Folly is crazy. Like, that's a major match. And why is that happening? Because Impact, AEW, and New Japan have this relationship, which is the reason why I keep pumping that they need to get rid of the brand split so that so NXT, Raw, and SmackDown can have all different type of matches on these shows.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So you can get better product.
That's true.
You can't keep showing Drew versus Bobby 3 times in a row and then having them wrestling during Raw matches. It takes away from the fun of it. I don't care what the storyline is. It takes away from the fun if I got to see Drew McIntyre and Bobby Lashley face off twice on Raw before the pay-per-view. It's a pay-per-view for a reason.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it takes away from the fun.
Right.
Yeah. It takes away from the fun. These guys are in literal matches. It's not like it's a segment or storyline where, like the Edge and Roman thing. The first time you've seen Edge and Roman in a match was just this first Friday. Before what was it? WrestleMania? Was that WrestleMania? The Stack'em where he stacked up?
Yep.
The next time you see Roman and Edge in a ring in a match together was just this Friday. You see where the storylines are different. You see how it's built different. You can't keep doing that if you're gonna keep you know what I mean. If you're gonna promote Drew and Bobby, you can't keep having them do that. And that's why I think that if they get rid of the brand split, you could have more matches that are solid that people want to watch, and it will build people up. And right now, AEW is much better than WWE. I don't know if it's much better because there's things in AEW that I don't like. Like AEW supposedly supposed to be their own brand, but they're doing WWE shit. You see what I'm saying? I see a lot of WWE and AEW, and I'm like, I thought y'all trying to separate yourselves. Why y'all keep reverting to WWE stuff? Like, it annoys me when I'm watching it. I'm like, they really do have a good, core of talent in AEW. But so does WWE. And again, some of these releases just don't make sense to me. Like, I don't like the Lars Sullivan release. I don't like the Braun Strowman release. I don't like the Aleister Black release. Because we could have seen matches like Walter and Aleister Black. We could have seen Walter and Braun Strowman. We could have seen Walter and Lars. We could have seen Lars and Braun. There's a lot of matches you could have seen.
Yeah.
That would have been interesting. Drew can't face Bobby anymore. Yeah, I hope not. After 3 times.
Right.
Nobody
Plus
wants to see
5
that match
times
again.
on Raw. I would hope not.
Right.
Is Daniel Bryan going to AEW soon? Oof.
I think he is. I think he's on his way there.
I think he's going to AEW.
Yeah. Did y'all already did y'all Money in the Bank predictions?
Yes, we did. But you know what? I'm gonna let you before we end the show. I'm gonna let you go ahead and do yours.
Okay. I got Lashley winning the title. He retains his title. He destroys the New Day. I got Reigns retaining his title. Rollins come out and cost Edge his title or the match. Because after the Money in the Bank, Edge goes and says something to Rollins. Rollins loses the Money in the Bank. I got Big E winning the men's Money in the Bank because you could go one of two ways. You can either have Big E go after Bobby Lashley because Bobby Lashley destroyed the New Day, or you can have Big E to go against Roman as a placeholder, just to fill time. You know how WWE like to fill time. If he, challenges Roman for the title, he fills time. So Big E can go both ways. I think Big E wins. Seth Rollins, he ain't gonna win, but Big E's gonna win. And for the women's Money in the Bank, I got Becky Lynch winning. I think they pull an angle where somebody gets hurt tonight. Becky Lynch comes in and she wins the Money in the Bank.
So you think Alexa Bliss not winning tonight?
No.
Okay. Interesting enough. We got Alexa tonight. I think they need to do something with that quick. That was one of the hottest things going was Alexa and the Fiend. I don't understand. Roman Reigns is definitely retaining the title because he's facing John Cena at Survivor Series. Survivor Series is after SummerSlam, isn't it?
It's in November anyway, so that's gonna be very.
Yeah, that's November.
I think he's facing at
Wow, wait a minute. Whoa. Look at this comment. Brandon says Riddle will win Money in the Bank, then cash it in down the road on Goldberg. Goldberg will beat Bobby Lashley.
Only reason I would say that's not going to happen because Goldberg is not going to work with Riddle. Goldberg do not like Riddle.
Yeah, Goldberg does not like Riddle.
Yeah, he hates Riddle.
Said Liv wins Money in the Bank. They said Liv Morgan wins Money in the Bank.
Well, I had nothing to problem with that though. I just had a feeling that Sonya Deville is going to cost Liv Morgan the match though.
Oh, and Thomas said he meant SummerSlam. He thinks John Cena and Roman is SummerSlam.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I got a question for both of y'all, and we all know Samoa Joe isn't medical cleared to wrestle yet though. But when he gets medical cleared, y'all see Samoa Joe versus Karrion Kross for NXT champion?
Yes.
Yes.
In fact, I think Samoa Joe will win the NXT championship from Kross and put Kross on the main roster. I can see that coming. Because the minute Kross loses is the minute Kross is going to the main roster.
That's true.
It's already been reported. I mean, he jumped the line when he came to NXT. You can see he jumped straight to the title.
Yeah.
So him losing the title is a wrap. After he loses the title, there's no point. He'll jump to the main roster. They'll probably put him on SmackDown, actually. Because I could very well see a oncoming feud with him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Yep.
I could see that. So yes, Samoa Joe and Kross is coming up. I think Samoa Joe will beat Kross, and then that's when I think Adam Cole Baby will beat Samoa Joe. Samoa Joe will go back to the main roster in a twist. For those who think Samoa is going to stay in NXT, I doubt it. Samoa Joe will probably go to Raw coming up in the future. And then I could see that happening, him going to Raw. And maybe it's time. Raw is trash. Just thinking about now, Raw, just thinking about like who the champion is and who the champion could be. Like, Raw is garbage. So garbage.
Yeah, Ross.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I would want to see is Drew in Samoa.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Yeah.
Or maybe Keith Lee in Samoa whenever Keith Lee comes back.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Money in the Bank is tonight. Yes, Raw is definitely trash. 3 hours of garbage. 3 hours
go back to
of god
2 hours.
awful garbage.
Roster, 2 hours instead of 3.
That's why, again, and that's why you get rid of the brand split. You got to do, like, shows is drowning. Raw is drowning. Raw is becoming the C, not even the B show. It's the C show. NXT is the A show. SmackDown is the B show. Raw is the C show. And Raw, you got to do something about that. Could you see Braun Strowman returning to NXT? Why would they send Braun to NXT?
Nah, I don't see that.
I don't see that, but it could happen.
Yeah.
It could, but
he wouldn't even fit it.
Why are you sending him back down there?
Yeah.
That would be saying he's not ready. I mean, again, that would be him saying like he doesn't have a place on the main roster to me,
right.
Which is weird. All right, Braun will be AEW after Bryant. See, here we go. AEW just collecting. You talk about collecting. AEW just collecting on everybody that Vince mess up on.
Mm-hmm.
Collecting. All right. With that being said, again, great show. Great show. Any last thoughts you guys have? Jay Andre and Dalton.
Well, I'm glad to be on the JAWU show. Glad to be on there today.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Andre, Wave, and Jeremiah. You know, got froze for some reason though, but glad to be on there.
Right.
And be sure to watch Money in the Bank Fire match tonight.
For sure. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. I think Jeremiah, where he's at, he's having some issues with connection. I'll call him later and see what's going on with that. Wave was here. He had to go to work, which we appreciate Wave for coming on. I think he's a very talented young mind. I think who has a lot of potential.
Yeah,
a lot of potential as well. Shout out to everybody else tuning in. There will be more people next week on JAWU when we do JAWU again. I want to thank everybody who tuned in, listening to us on YouTube. Yes, Brandon. Yes, yes, we are. We are. My son is like a wrestling connoisseur. Like my son is a big wrestling guy. I've been watching wrestling since I was a young warthog. Jay Andre's been watching wrestling for a long time too. I've known Jay Andre for a long time. Dalton I've known for a good substantial amount of time. Family all around.
Right.
Yes, we definitely watch wrestling. Big wrestling fanatics. Love wrestling. And again, continue to watch us. Continue to watch us. All right, as we continue to put together good wrestling shows. All right. Jay Andre Frederick, Dalton Smith, Andre Robinson. This has been your JAWU Wrestling Show. watch Money in the Bank. Oh, y'all didn't. Oh, by the way, shout out to YouTube. Shout out to YouTube for watching this too. This again, you can watch this on YouTube. You can watch it on Facebook as well. We have it here. I'll make sure I put this up in the disclaimer real quick. I want to put this up in the disclaimer real quick, real fast, before we go, just so y'all know. All right. You should see it down at the bottom. Sports groups, sports fanatics, anybody who loves wrestling or any of the shows. All right. You can definitely put this up. All right. It says it down here. Hit us up on the Rise Up Family page on Facebook for sure. All right. We love to collaborate with sports groups, sports fanatics, talking wrestling, whether it's wrestling or any other sport. All right. We love to do that. Make sure you support all the Rise Up Family shows. All right. Support all the Rise Up Family shows. Support everybody who's doing something positive too. All right. Because we need it. We need a lot of positivity now, more than ever. All right. Wrestling talk. This has been a whole lot of fun. We will see y'all again next week to talk about Money in the Bank. There you have it. All right.